Welcome back to the Bad Influence podcast where we show you how to take control of your life. I am the bad influence that you need in your life, Bjordan Banderas. I have observed something interesting for a while. Too many people treat honesty like it's a four-letter word. We tiptoe around truths, terrified of sounding rude, when in reality, we're just avoiding discomfort. We avoid making others uncomfortable. And today, I'm telling you to pick up the sledgehammer of truth and start swinging it. No more hiding behind fake smiles and empty nice ties. You felt it, that bubbling urge to say what's really on your mind, only to bite your tongue because what if I hurt their feelings, right? Or what if they think I'm mean when I'm just trying to be me? I've been there, and the problem is that society has twisted honesty into a taboo, labeling it as rude. Meanwhile, we're all suffocating under layers of polite lies. But here's the bombshell for today's episode. Words only become weapons when we allow society's fears to shape them. Truth isn't rude. Truth is power. Sure, it's fucking uncomfortable. It is. Sure, it might sting because it does. But it also sets you free. And if there's one thing I know, freedom beats fake comfort every damn time. And today we're ripping off the mask. We'll dissect how we got so afraid of honesty, share a story that hits too close to home, and give you tools to break out of this truthless cage. By the end of this episode, you'll see that rude is just another word for raw truth. So picture this. You're at a friend's party and someone complains about their love life for the millionth time, right? It happens more often than not. You know their patterns, you've watched their chaos unfold, and you have the insight to help them course correct. But what do? You nod politely. You say something vague and swallow the truth like it's poison. We've been trained to believe that telling them maybe you're chasing the wrong people because you're not dealing with your emotional baggage is rude. This is something that I have said to people and they call me rude, but that's why I want to talk about this. Things like this, we call it harsh. We call it mean. But what's meaner? Letting them suffer in ignorance or offering a truth that could set them free? The real crime isn't honesty. It's cloaking truths in fake nice ties until no one can grow. We're stuck in a loop of empty politeness, protecting fragile egos at the cost of real improvement. And guess what? This doesn't just harm them. It eats you alive, too. If you're feeling that pit in your stomach, good. It means you're ready to break the pattern. It means that this is hitting the right spot for you. And I'm going to tell you this. I've been there my entire life. Faking it with everyone, even strangers. I held back so much it felt like my words were prisoners, clanging at the bars of my throat, begging to be released. My anxiety over being rude was crippling, made worse by cultural nuances. Because as a Mexican, I'm used to expressing myself bluntly in Spanish. Like with my friends, like my Mexican friends or my Latino friends. Oh man, I am fucking blunt. Way too blunt, but we understand each other. It's normal, accept it. Sometimes even respect it. But in English, I often feel that same candor gets labeled as harsh. And I can understand why, because I have heard myself and I'm like, damn, in English I sound rude. So I choke down my truths, silence my humor, and settle for bland interactions just to avoid the rude stamp. A friend will complain about being single and I knew why. Hell, I'd seen their hot mess of a dating pattern. I wanted to say so many times, work on yourself first, deal with your emotional baggage, then maybe love will stick. But fear held me back. Instead, I mumble, I don't know. I don't know, all while screaming inside, you know what's going on, like you are the problem. That's what I wanted to say. And that fakeness drained me. I'm honest and straightforward by nature. Not a monster who revels in others' pain. No, that's not me. I'm just blunt. Yet, my instinct to protect my image forced me into silence. And if you've done this dance, biting your tongue, tiptoeing around truths, I get you. So, let's fix it. Let's fucking fix this. Because once you fix it, your life will change. The people that are supposed to be around you will stick. The people that are not even supposed to be around you will leave. Now, our brains are wired to avoid discomfort. Yes, they are. Being honest in a world that flinches at truth triggers alarm bells. It goes, woo! Well, that's the anxiety. We think if I say this out loud, they'll hate me, they'll leave me, and they'll brand me as rude. Your brain's fight or flight response kicks in, protecting you from rejection. But realize this, truth is neutral. Society's fears turns it into a weapon. Without that fear, truth is simply information. Valuable, transformative information. The discomfort you feel is the tension between what you know and what you actually say. Neurolinguistic studies, and again, you can Google this. This is out there. There are studies that show this. These particular studies show that words carry emotional weight only when tied to fear-based interpretations. Strip away the fear, and you're left with clarity. Turn your perspective, because being honest isn't about hurting someone. It's about offering a mirror so they can grow. From this angle, we see that labeling truth as rude is just a smokescreen. But what if, instead, we saw honesty as an act of service? That's a good question, huh? And that's kind of like what I like to do. Like, when I tell someone the truth, it's not to hurt them. It's to let them know, hey, you're fucking up. You complain about the problem. I don't want to listen to your problem for the millionth time. So this is what I see. Take it as the truth, or let your ego make you feel hurt. So here are the steps to swing the truth-telling sledgehammer with intention. Oh, this is going to be great, because once you start using some of these steps, like I said, the people that are not supposed to be around you will leave. So step 1, reframe honesty. Don't see it as an attack. See it as a gift. When you offer truth, you're giving insight that could help someone break destructive patterns. Repeat to yourself, honesty is helpful, not harmful. Step 2, start small. Test the waters in low-stakes situations. Next time someone asks, do you think I'm too sensitive? Or do you think I'm too bitchy and shit like that? Give them a thoughtful answer instead of a can't lie. Honestly, yeah, do that. And over time, you'll build confidence in your capacity to be real. Step 3, use tact. So no sugarcoating. Honesty doesn't mean brutality. You can say, I think you could benefit from working through some emotional wounds before you jump into another relationship, instead of, you're a total mess. Because that's brutal. The difference in this scenario is empathy. Step 4, set the stage. This is important. If you're about to drop some truth, let the person know you care. Start with, I'm telling you this because I want the best for you. And I trust we can be real. This primes their mind to see your honesty as kindness. Or what it does is that it lets them see your honesty as something that is truthful. Step 5, accept the reaction. Yes, they might get defensive. Yes, they might get hurt and even angry, and that's okay. Emotional responses are part of the process, and there's nothing that you can do about that. So don't backtrack. Give them space. Show you respect their feelings, but don't retreat into lies again, because that's not going to help the other person, and it's going to make you feel like shit. Step 6. This is important. Practice self-awareness. Check your ego at the door. If your goal is to help, not harm, make sure your tone and timing reflect that. Deliver the truth when they're receptive, not when you're lashing out. Step 7. Own your authenticity. Embrace that you're the kind of person who values depth over shallow comfort. By cherishing this identity, you signal to the world, I'm not here to kick your ass. No, I'm not. I'm here to help you rise. These steps are not about becoming blunt for shock value. No, they're about unlocking the freedom to say what needs to be said. So let's back this up with tangible tools to reinforce your new reality. One, and this is a tool that I always talk about, use journaling. Yes. Write down the truths you didn't say today and why. Seeing your missed opportunities in ink helps you confront the fear holding you back. And over time, you'll spot patterns and strategize your honest responses. That way, you don't sound rude. So you can also role play scenarios with a trusted friend. Ask them to play the person you're afraid to be honest with. It could be your partner, your parents, whoever, right? Practice delivering truth, adjusting tone and wording until it feels authentic and kind, yet unfiltered. This is something that I did with my wife. She was the person that helped me become more honest without sounding rude and literally minimizing myself. Also, consume content from honest communicators. Whether it's authors, speakers, or comedians known for telling it like it is, let their unapologetic style inspire you. This reshapes your mental model of what's possible. For me, it's Mexican comedians. Mexican comedians, or Mexicans in general, especially the ones that I follow, they're very blunt. They're just like me. Like, they tell it like it is. But they tell it in a funny way, and that's how I am in Spanish. So I had to incorporate that into my English, which is something that I'm still working on, but I'm getting better every day. Another thing that you need to do is to celebrate small wins. Each time you deliver a piece of truth, give yourself credit. Reinforcing that honesty is courageous. So positive talk cements new neural pathways that associate truth with confidence, not terror. Imagine a future where you're not just shackled by fear, where your words carry power because they're genuine. You'll attract people who value authenticity, who trust you because you don't feed them sugar-coated lies. Your relationships deepen. And instead of surface-level chatter, you'll forge bonds grounded in respect and understanding. Even if people bail because they can't handle your honesty, that's a win. You filter out those who prefer fakeness, because guess what? Once you start doing this, you'll realize that you cannot be fake anymore. And in your career, honest communication propels you forward. Leaders respect team members who tell it straight. Friends appreciate someone who helps them see their blind spot. That's a good friend, believe me. Lovers grow closer when they trust you're not faking contentment. So by mastering radical honesty, you're not just improving your life, you're raising the bar for everyone around you. You become a beacon of truth in a world drowning in politeness. And I know this is scary. I know it's hard. I know you're going to face pushback. And you have questions, right? Like, what if they hate me? Maybe they will for a moment, but the reaction is not your responsibility. Your job is to offer truth respectfully. Over time, real friends appreciate and respect it. Another question that I get, what if I hurt their feelings? Emotions are inevitable. Hurt can lead to healing if approached with care. Don't confuse temporary discomfort with long-term damage. Often, honesty is the starting point for profound growth. Another thing that I get as pushback is that, but I'm terrified. My wife used to do this. Of course you are. Great changes always come wrapped in fear. Yes, they do, unfortunately. So embrace that fear as evidence you're pushing past all limits. On the other side lies freedom. So here's the bottom line. Words are only weapons if you let society twist them. Honesty isn't rude. It's a gift, a path to authenticity and respect. So stop choking on unsaid truths and let them roar. Because from now on, you have to commit, and you will be committed if you decide to make these changes, to truth telling. Start small, build up, and watch your world transform. People will either crumble under your honesty or rise up, respecting the hell out of you. And that's it for today. Share this episode with someone who's stuck in polite lies. Spread the revolution of raw honesty. Let's create a world where we're not gagged by social norms, but liberated by truth. This is the Bad Influence Podcast with Bjordan Banderas, yours truly, urging you to smash through the change of fake nice ties. Remember, every uncomfortable truth you speak trains you to live fully, freely, and fiercely. Thanks for tuning in. Hit subscribe, leave a review, and join us on redefining rude as just another form of honesty waiting to be embraced. It's time to make noise, speak truth, and own your voice. And have a great day.